This is my first sculpt. 2 weeks later, I made this. I had absolutely no experience, and here's how fast you can improve if you just put a little effort in every day. Hey everyone, just a quick update. We are changing gears on our channel here. We're gonna be shifting from gameplay content. So if you've been here before, that's what we did. Now I'm basically gonna be focused on pursuing any creative project that I feel interested in and excited about. So over the last couple of years, there's been a few things that I've been interested in. I spent like 121 days drawing every single day. We've been doing a good bit of motion design. I took School of Motion's animation boot camp. That was a blast. I learned so much, and I actually get to do motion design stuff for my current job now, which is really cool. We actually even started learning a little bit of game development on the side, and now we're jumping into 3D sculpting and eventually with the goal of rigging and animating a character. My only experience with Blender outside of this sculpting has been classic donut tutorial. I made a floating island and I made this well, and that's been it. So very limited experience. I'm gonna try to make any content relatable, even if it's maybe something you're not super interested in. So I hope you join me for this journey, and let's get into it. So for a while I've been seeing different 3D sculpts or models and stuff online, and I always thought it was super fascinating, and I wanted to be able to do that too. It seemed super overwhelming and unattainable at first, and I know that I have so much to learn, but after following along with Grant Abbott's Goblin tutorial, it made it feel a lot more accessible. I was pretty impressed with what I did, even though it was my very first sculpt. So we used basically what we learned from that to hop right into our own thing. I was actually so excited to sculpt every day. I was waking up at 5:30 every morning so I could set aside 2 hours of uninterrupted quiet time, and it was awesome. So we started by sculpting out the head a little bit, and I really didn't know what I was doing here with it. It obviously looks pretty rough. As you can see, we are trying to get the eye sockets a little bit more situated. It's looking rough to start, but I was trusting the process. I heard online somewhere if you're gonna be making a sculpt with an open mouth, it's a lot easier to put a cylinder inside where the teeth would be. So I tried that. It's a mess, but we're working on it. We're trying to refine it. I learned how to model eyebrows. So now this is the first time I've ever actually tried to model hair. Well, I mean, I guess this was the first time I really tried to do anything, but the Goblin tutorial did not have hair in it because it was bald. So I learned that you just kind of start at least with the shape and just kind of mold it out the way you need it to and add different lines and creases and whatever else along the process. I really probably should have had a better reference than just this one drawing I made 2 years ago. Trying to tweak the nose a little bit. And we're just smoothing it out. And at this point, I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. You know, I'm doing okay. This is my first sculpt. We're chilling. It's not too bad. Here we tried sculpting the eyelashes, and I thought everything was going okay until we started coloring it, and it looked horrible. So this was the final result of my very first sculpt. It took me like probably about 6 hours to complete the whole thing, and it was over the course of a few days, a few mornings for me. And it was pretty rough. So I went back to the drawing board. I decided to make this little fisherman dude. His face is kind of elongated. And that seems to be a theme of things that I do is I struggle right now with face proportions. I put the eyes too far up in the head, and like the midsection of the face is just a little bit too long. But we're learning, we're working on it. And then I just went back and I made this elf girl, and I was a lot happier with the way this one turned out. Still a lot of work to go, still very stylized, but you know, I was a lot happier with this one. This last one wasn't actually made in Blender. This one was made in Nomad Sculpt. My wife was playing Subnautica on the couch, so I wanted to just chill with her, and while she was playing that, I was sculpting. So unfortunately, I don't have any recording of the process of this, but here's at least the project file that I was working on, and here's a few different angles of it. But after 2 weeks, I was pretty surprised with how it turned out. During this 2 weeks time, basically anytime that I wasn't able to actually sculpt, but I had some free time, I was always like absorbing as much information as I could about sculpting, so I could get back to it with like a new idea or something new I wanted to try, or just a new perspective on things. I tried using references a little bit better and really just studying like each little section that I was working on, and I think that really helped. So it's definitely important to remember that struggle and frustration are a part of the learning process, and you're going to run into resistance if you're trying something like this. You're going to run into issues. I'm very happy with the results and the progress that I've made in just a little 2-week time. If you're into learning different creative things or just watching someone stumble through the process, drop a sub. There's more content on the way. So if there's something creative that you've been wanting to try and you've just been maybe a little too busy or a little too scared to hop into it, I suggest just hopping in and trying. There's no better time than now to start, and you might surprise yourself with what you can do, even if at the beginning it starts really rough. You just need to start somewhere. Just do something. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to throw any suggestions on what I should sculpt next in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Okay, buddy. I know you want hugs. It's okay.